Pokemon Yellow, a game I've got some history with. This was my first Pokemon game. I was born a little too late for the Pokemania craze of the late 90s, so my experience with this series started with hand-me-downs from my older sibling. We shared a yellow Game Boy Color, and while they got to play the new Pokemon Gold, I got to play Pokemon Yellow. The battery no longer worked in my cartridge, so I remember playing it non-stop. I didn't turn the Game Boy off until getting to around Vermilion City, only for the Game Boy to die and all my progress was erased. If you delete my save file one more time, I swear to f***ing God. These are words I remember my older sibling telling me back in the day. To younger me, I didn't realize that these Pokemon games only had one save file. I can remember there was a Ho-Oh on his save file, and I wanted to play, so I'd start a new game, and wouldn't you know it, that would end up deleting the progress. Whoopsie.
Pokemon Yellow. Man, I love this game. When I was a little baby boy, one of the things my brother and I bonded over was our shared love of the Pokemon games, and Yellow was an outstanding entry. My mother even got us the special Game Boy Color. Rush, put that on screen. Oh yeah. Yeah. I had that. In my way too young to really appreciate what I had hands, I held what is still one of the coolest devices I've ever seen. This game was the first and only one where you would legitimately receive all of the region starters, at least until Let's Go, which is just a remake of this game. Charmander, Squirtle, my literal favorite Pokemon, Bulbasaur, are all given to you, and there's only one of each in the whole region, for some reason. Of course, I, like many of you I'm sure, played just about the whole game with Pikachu and the boys, along with a Butterfree and later Snorlax. I also remember my big ol' smile the first time I got to hear a Pokemon actually say its name in a game.
Pokemon Yellow was released on October 19, 1999. And is the third version of the Gen 1 games following Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon Yellow is the special Pikachu version, and you'll notice the first difference when you turn the game on. This game is all about Pikachu, so Pikachu is your starter, unlike Red and Blue. As Phillip mentioned before, you can still get the original Kanto starters by playing through the game. Charmander is just given to you, but Bulbasaur requires Pikachu to have a high friendship, and Squirtle requires you to have the Thunder Badge. When playing this game as a child, I'd always get stuck at Brock. Yes, I know it's strange to believe, but hear me out. I could barely read text at the time when I was playing this game. I believe I was around 4 years old. All I wanted to do was get Pikachu and capture Pokemon, before eventually losing my save file. My older sibling told me that Pikachu could learn the move Surf, and that would help me beat Brock. His method involved a Game Shark, however, but one of my playthroughs experienced a surfing Pikachu back in the day, before being lost to time. I know it's possible to get Surf on Pikachu through Pokemon Stadium, but that's a whole other can of worms. After many failed playthroughs that ended at Brock, I would eventually find a solution. And that solution was the Pokemon Mankey. Mankey is a fighting type Pokemon who learns Low Kick. Mankey makes quick work of Brock, and I could beat Brock easily after that. Nowadays I opt for a Nidoran male. Nidoran learns Double Kick, which is a decent enough fighting move, and having Nidoking as early as level 16 is overpowered in Gen 1. There's a reason he's the best for speedrunning. If you don't already know, these games have a lot of glitches and tricks. One of my favorites involves this guard right here before the cycling road. He'll say, "Hey, you can't go past unless you got a bike." I look at him and say, "Yeah? Well, this is a Gen 1 Pokemon game, so..." Another big glitch is being able to capture the mystical Pokemon Mew, and I'm not talking about the truck either. Everyone knows that there are 151 Pokemon in this game, but Mew is locked behind special events. If you weren't around back then, or don't have the special needs to recreate those events, you're probably not getting a Mew, especially in these older games, without this glitch. Okay, so the first thing you need is the move Teleport or Fly. Anything that'll transfer you from the overworld back to the Pokemon Center or something. In this case, we use Abra. Abra is like, you can get it like right here. It's really easy to capture. You just got to keep trying and eventually you'll get it. Now, you're going to go to this trainer here and he has like max vision. So like he can see you pretty far away and we can use this to our advantage. So if you walk just into his line of view but pause on the same like time that you go onto that tile, you'll open up the menu and you won't engage combat. So you're going to use Abra and teleport away and he's going to be like, "Hey, trainer spot." And then he, you kind of leave him hanging. You go back to the Pokemon Center. And so from here, you're going to go back to Cerulean City, go north until you run into this kid here. Now, it's important that it's specifically this kid and make sure that he walks one tile. Because what makes Mew trigger is the stats on his Slowpoke. For example, if I talk to this hiker here, I'd end up getting a Cubone. You can honestly make any Pokemon, show up using this glitch if you want to get experimental. But the point is, you can get a Mew through this Slowpoke. You beat him in battle, and then you just need to go to where like the route changes. In my experience doing this, I just walk a little bit to the left over here, and it just triggers the fight with Mew.
Yeah, boy.
And I don't think I could make this video without talking about the Pokemon trading card game. My older sibling was a huge collector. He had all the first edition cards. Chansey, a Gyarados, and even a Charizard. These cards are now lost to time, but they're still brought up in family gatherings to this very day. Growing up, we never played the Pokemon trading card game proper. Like the actual game itself, we never played that. We didn't know how, we didn't care to, we were just kids. But what we would do... Alright, Kakuna!
War Turtle. 80, 70. What?
What are you... Whoa! Whose
There you
idea
go.
was to give Kakuna... I looked at that and said, yeah, man, you got it.
Nope, not even close.
Is we would take the cards, shuffle them, and then draw a hand, and then we lay them out, at least one card, and whatever Pokemon had the higher HP would win. It was basically kind of like playing War, but with the Pokemon cards.
All right.
Yeah, Dratini.
30
Let's
to
go!
40. Here you go.
I'm so scared.
All right.
Coffee.
Oh, you can't beat this. You can't beat this.
See, that's the
I got
god
a
card.
Chansey. Give me that shit. I want the top one. Yeah.
Dude,
80?
Diglett.
30. Yeah, give me that shit. Give me that. Yeah. 80.
No, let me
What?
pause. 80.
Yo!
You two only had, what was that, 60? All right. I can't say I bought too many of these Pokemon cards back in the day, but they did him dirty, only 60 health. That's all the Pokemon I'll talk about for now. In conclusion, Pokemon Yellow is a wonderful game, and while it's true as a kid I had no idea what I was doing, and I never could get far considering my battery situation, it wouldn't be until Pokemon Gold that I would get pretty far in a Pokemon game, and then Emerald would be the first one that I ever beat. I could understand the text a bit better. I still enjoy the Gen 1 games and all their glitches. The remakes recently came out for Switch, and while I'm not 100% on buying them right away, it sure is better than buying a cartridge. Holy shit! Jesus Christ! I enjoy Pokemon, even to this day. Growing up, I loved the anime, and I enjoyed a lot of the games. For the most part. I can remember spending over 600 hours in Pokemon X breeding the perfect Pokemon, and even battling against my friends. It's a great series, and I can't wait for more. If you stuck around this far, thanks for listening to our Pokemon stories. I just wanted to share my personal experience with how I got into Pokemon, and maybe you got into it sort of the same? If you got any Pokemon related stories, drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. Give the video a thumbs up if you think we did a good job. Subscribe if you feel like it. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye!